Right, hello, good morning, good evening, and good night. I hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic because today we're going to be talking about a stock that I have not talked about for a little while, but has become one of the hottest stocks on the stock market currently. One that everyone's talking about is Tesla. Coincidentally, for the Yieldmax version, we also have TSLY. So what I want to talk about today in this video is I want to talk about what my position is on Tesla as a company and then relate that to the Yieldmax ETF. Because there's so much hype around Tesla. Tesla's reaching close to pretty much all-time highs currently, if not at all-time highs. And I want to kind of digest what is all the hype about. Is there any news that's actually going towards Tesla? Is this just like a tech stock rally? Like, what do I think about their overall business? And then I want to talk about some other YouTubers who are kind of in the space here, because I find a lot of people who are talking on YouTube, and I understand I am a YouTuber, but they're just talking about all these analyst ratings. And a stock is more than just something that moves up and down, a price that moves up and down. It is an underlying company. So what I want to do is I want to talk all about Tesla, hopefully give you guys a video that maybe you're not really seeing on the internet here, because I think Tesla is a lot more than just a ticker symbol, and I think it's a lot more than just price movement. So I want to talk about that in this video. If that does sound good, we're currently up to 6,447 subscribers, 359 subscribers in the past 28 days. I appreciate everyone who's subscribing. We are getting so many subscribers so fast, so thank you to everyone who subscribed. And to start this video off, I wish I could show you my CIBC portfolio, but I got it memorized in my head. I actually owned TSLY, and I owned it for a very long time. I actually sold TSLY back on November 8th at a share price of $14.23. If I can find that right here to show you the marker, $14.23. This is exactly where I sold Tesla, and you can see here it was November 8th. Unfortunately, my CIBC closed due to inactivity there, but that's okay. Currently, the share price is at $15.73, and this is after paying out a couple big dividends. I think one or two big dividends from TSLY. So I definitely could have potentially cashed out on a lot more gains. And when did I sell? Where was kind of the point where I sold TSLY? I sold TSLY when Tesla actually hit about $320 or so. That's the share price that I sold out of TSLY at. And as you can see, Tesla shares have rallied through that off of pretty much strong everything. They're a company, they're a growing company, their financials are pretty solid. Do I think they represent a $1.25 trillion market cap? I don't think so, personally. I think it's a little bit overpriced in my opinion. I think there's a lot of hype going around Tesla as a company right now. Of course, they released their all anticipated Cybertruck, which I think is awesome. I think it's super sick. I'm starting to see those on the roads. Maybe you're seeing them too. If you do, give this video a like and subscribe, of course. I'm just okay, that's crazy. All right. Anyways, Tesla as a company is absolutely blowing up in terms of their stock price. But is this really backed up? I understand there's a lot of analysts and what people are talking about. And what you'll see on a lot of other YouTube videos, if you're looking, is you'll see that everyone's talking about how analysts are updating their ratings to higher ratings. You can see here the average rating is $251, which doesn't sound that awesome, but you got to understand that some people are thinking Tesla's going to go to 0. Some people are thinking Tesla's going to go to 400. So the ratings are all over the place. But as a general consensus, $251, and people are increasing their ratings on Tesla as a company. This obviously very bullish for the stock price chart, because if you're an investor in Tesla, higher ratings mean the stock's likely to go higher. People are likely to invest because analysts who they consider this is their full-time job to review companies, they believe that the stock price is going to go higher. Obviously a great sign for the company. And of course, if Tesla goes higher, TSLY will. But just to kind of touch back on everything, there's not much crazy news about Tesla that I heard. You can see here that Tesla highlights the top vehicle safety scores across 4 continents. That's fantastic. Tesla's safe. That's great. Of course, we're talking about everything else is literally just about, will the stock price go higher? The Tesla bull run. So there's a lot of momentum, and things definitely get crazy when Tesla moves higher. It's a heavily traded stock, and people love the company. They love, of course, the founder, Elon Musk, which I do as well. But I think people get blown way out of proportion. I'm seeing certain ratings and people on YouTube saying that they think Tesla's going to go to $500. It could totally go to $500. Do I think it's going to hit that? I don't necessarily think right now. I think that we're hitting a resistance at about $400, and $400 is also going to be a mental barrier, I think, personally, for Tesla. So I think that when the price hits about $400, then there's going to be a bit of a pullback like we see here. Could it go further? It could, because there's a huge movement, just like there's this huge movement here, but it all depends on how Tesla rebounds off $400. If it rebounds, has a little bit of resistance, and pushes through, you're going to see Tesla's price jump once more. But if it doesn't, we might see it trickle down, and we'll have to go from there. So that's kind of my opinion on Tesla. Of course, do I want to, I got to mention, this is not financial advice by any means. I sold Tesla personally because I felt, TSLY, because I felt Tesla hit a pretty good price point. Tesla for the year was trading about $180. It jumped up to $250, then rallied all the way back up to $320. I thought that was a fair price to sell. TSLY, in my opinion, is not a great Yieldmax ETF. Tesla is just way too volatile as a stock. You could see here, it just has huge swings to the downside. Even if we look at the yearly calendar with the stock swinging up from $170 all the way up to $260, which is like a 40% movement, then swinging all the way back down to $200. That's a negative 20% movement. That does not work for a Yieldmax ETF. It really hinders the Yieldmax ETF, and it shows because over the past 2 years that TSLY has been out, it's dropped 60%. Whereas other ones like Google, Amazon, the Yieldmax ETFs that don't necessarily fluctuate as much, they have seen a steadier share price, where we've seen 60% declines when you're holding TSLY, and the stock's at all-time highs too. So that's kind of my opinion around TSLY, Tesla. And I love TSLY. I don't want to bash TSLY because this was the first Yieldmax ETF I ever owned. When I first seen 60% dividends, I was going crazy. I was like, this is fantastic. Yo, we're all getting rich. No, that's not how it works. We can, but you have to keep in mind share price depreciation. You have to keep in mind the underlying. You don't want to see huge swings to the downside. You want to see small swings to the downside, but good, consistent growth to the upside. And I do believe Tesla is just way too crazy in order to be a very profitable Yieldmax ETF. So that's kind of my consensus around Tesla as a whole and TSLY as a whole. I think their business is doing fantastic. You can see they're growing tremendously. They're definitely growing at a great rate, and people are very bullish about the cars. I like Tesla cars. To be honest, it'd be cool to have a Tesla one day. You know, maybe a Cybertruck. I don't know. Fingers crossed. But a lot of bullish news for the stock currently. It's going to be very interesting to see where it goes. I think it's going to hold these highs for a little while. I don't think Tesla stock is going to fall necessarily anytime soon. But once again, not financial advice. Anything can happen. So if you guys did enjoy this video and my take, please do remember to give this video a like and subscribe. We're up to 6,447 subscribers. 47 is a lucky number for me. I wonder why. Anyways, let's keep it moving. I hope you guys do take care, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.